Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly Dungeon Master this evening. Well, technically, I won't be your Dungeon Master. I will be your... can't remember what they call it in this game. Game Master. Tonight, you see, we are... I just drove in. I've been out of town for the last couple of days for work. I just got back in town not too long ago. And rather, I actually did not have time to prepare our regular Barrel Maze game, so John and Arlen were gracious enough to allow me to indulge a flight of fancy, and we're going to take some superheroes out tonight and bash them around a bit using Hero Games' very cool Champions Complete. This is one of the games that I have on my hit list for getting to the table again before the end of the year. And I thought it has been a while since I've run this game, and I thought it might be good to get the game to the table, introduce John and Arlen to the game, and see if I can shake those things, or shake some of the cobwebs loose for my hero systems. But the people with me tonight, the brave, stalwart superheroes joining me, are, of course, regulars from the channel, Arlen and John. Before we went live, we did a quick introduction of, or went through some of the basic characters. What I'm going to do today, because we're limited in our time, and Hero System is a game that dates from the mid-1980s or early 1980s. Its original, before it became known as the Hero System, it was Champions. Champions is one of the very first superhero role-playing games, and it is one of the first point generation games as well. It is currently in its 6th edition, and I actually have on the channel a pretty comprehensive review of all the stuff that's out for Champions currently. And so I'm not going to go too much into that, and for today's purposes, it's not really that important. What we're going to do is we're going to walk through and kind of like walk before we crawl or run, you know, kind of thing, and we're going to take some of these characters or the game itself in kind of bite-sized chunks. What I'm displaying on the screen right now, boom, is what a character sheet looks like in Champions. And it looks an awful lot like a tax form. Because it's a point generation system, and because the system itself allows for a great deal of customization, it can look really overwhelming at first glance. However, the game is at its core very, very simple, and it's simple ideas of rolling 3d6 and rolling under as task resolution, and rolling a bunch of d6s as for effect. Now, the one thing I want to quickly teach you guys is, well, first thing I'm going to get you to do is each of you to hit back or open up. You know, there's that dice roller that's in here. You got?
Yep. Open
that sucker up and give me a roll 3d6 with that. And then it'll show up as your last 3d6 rolls. That's that you'll be using quite a bit. So that way that's on your last couple of rolls. Each of you give me an 8d6 and then a 12d6 roll as well, because you'll probably use those for your various abilities. Now, the two characters that the guys have selected are Maelstrom, who is a blaster, and Hardpoint, who is a power armored character. So kind of like an Iron Man and kind of like Captain Marvel, to be honest. I mean, for the most popular characters, not certainly the power scale of Captain Marvel necessarily, but still pretty darn powerful. So, guys, the one other dice mechanic I want to teach you very quickly here is how to read body damage. So in this game, it will use two different ways of interpreting the d6s that you roll for effect. One of them is just to read it as it looks like, right? So like if you're looking at, say, Arlen, your last roll there. So your last roll, if I was to ask you what the stun damage is for that, you'd tell me it's 36. Okay?
Okay.
If I asked you what the body damage is, you would count every 1 as 0, every 6 as 2, and everything else as 1. So the easiest way is kind of like you roll 12 dice, it's 1, 2, 3, down to 9, and then up 10? It's an 11.
11.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the way I counted, basically what I did is I took 12, I subtracted each of the 1s you rolled, and then I added 2 for each 6 you rolled. That's not a way to necessarily do it. It's just it was an easy way.
So you only add 1 for each 6 if the 6s are worth 2?
2. 2 for each 6.
Yeah, 6s are worth 2.
Yeah.
So you add 1.
No, you add 2. I added 2. Each 6 is worth 2.
But I only rolled 1 6.
Right, but that's worth 2.
Yeah, so but you already counted it once as a die.
Oh, I did, of course. Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right.
You're
right. So yeah, it's 10. So yeah, and that is used to track. The game tracks the difference between lethal damage and non-lethal damage. Obviously, like superheroes in comics get to beat the shit out of, and in the films as well, beat the shit out of people and whatnot without actually killing them. You know, they don't have. We don't see the scene where Captain Marvel punches a hole through someone's chest because she's far stronger than what a fleshy meat bag would be. This game models that in the way of doing normal damage and killing damage. Unless you're doing something that is specifically doing killing damage, it does normal damage. Normal damage is applied to stun, and then you count body the way I've told you to count it. If you're doing killing damage, you calculate it as if you rolled as if you're doing stun, so total the dice, and then you roll what's called a stun multiplier. It's 1d6 minus 6. Actually, you know what? I think they changed that in this edition. Stun multiplier at 156. Hold on here. Maybe it's a flat number now. I think someone corrected me on that. Oh, for those who are listening at home as well, too, if you are a long-term hero player, I'm invariably going to fuck stuff up. There's far too many rules to track in this game, and I don't really care all that much about applying. As long as we're getting it sort of close to the mark, is all I really care. Okay, so stun multiplier is... Where are you? Where are you? Oh, 1d6 divided by 2, yeah. So it's 1d6, so basically 1d3. You 1d3 and you multiply it by that. Now, there are two kinds of defenses you guys have. You'll need to know this because I'm planning on beating the heck out of you guys. You'll see on your character sheets that you guys have, under defenses, you have normal PD and you have normal ED, and then resistant PD and resistant ED. You see that?
Physical and energy?
It's right in the middle column, just underneath your thing there. PD is physical defense, ED is energy defense. Normal defense applies against normal damages, resistance applies against killing damage. Killing damage, you don't get to count your normal PD against that stuff. So, like, if you're playing a character who's just as tough as, you know, like, say I was going to build your character Yason from from the Ash game. What I would build that character as is as a big, with tons and tons of physical defense, but that doesn't make you immune to an axe or being stabbed, right? It means that you can take a real good ass kicking and not go down. Let's see here, what else? So that's really it. I mean, the difference between killing and stun, the task resolution, and how to calculate those two things, that's all we really need to know for right now. Anytime you're going to, I'm going to ask you to make a roll, you're going to roll 3d6 and roll less. So if I'm going to ask you to make a perception test or something like that, we'll roll that. And let's do a very, very quick overview of what your abilities are here. So
I'm noticing my character doesn't have an endurance body or stun minimum.
Oh, just under current stats. Yeah, no, that's because this character sheet, you can see that big... I think something has happened to the character sheet since the last time I ran this, because they don't display properly anymore, and there's been some other things. You can feel free to fill that in. The maximum the current will be equal to your, whatever the number is on the left. So you see under your character, it says val. That means the value, and the points is the point number on the side. Your endurance is right near the bottom. Your endurance, body, and stun are the last three stats on your character sheet. Okay. Your endurance is what you use to power your abilities. For the purpose of today, we're not going to worry about endurance. So you only need to track your stun and your body. What endurance is cool for is like if you've got a power that is super, like it's really, really overpowered, but it costs a lot of endurance, it just means you'll exhaust yourself faster doing that. But recovery is very much a thing in this as well. The other thing you're going to want to track here, oh, and I'll write these down. There's my pad. Is you'll see under your, where is it here? Under vital information, you've got something that says phase on there. These are the phases on which you will act. The combat round in Champions is divided into 12 phases. or 12 segments, and then within each of those segments, depending on your character's speed, that tells you when you act. We just go through them, and then on each phase we go in order of dexterity. So Maelstrom, you have a dexterity of 23, you act, your speed of 6 tells you act 6 times, basically every second phase you get to act. And you're a little slower Hardpoint with 5, 8, 10, 12. There are a shit ton of maneuvers available in the game as well too, but again, we're just going to keep it real simple for today and focus on just learning your powers and just the basics of the game. You will also note there's something called OCV and DCV on there. That is your offensive combat value and defensive combat value. Oh, there's attacks and maneuvers listed on your sheet. Awesome. So we can use some of those. We'll talk about how you make use of those once you start punching people in the head. Let's very quickly go through your character's powers and equipment. I'm going to resist the urge. If I start talking about how your character is being built, you guys tell me to stop doing that, because I love building shit in this game, and I don't need to talk about that today. That's not important. What's important is what you can actually do. Each of your characters has something called a multi-power, and what you need to know for the purpose of today is that you can think of the multi-power as like a bunch of plugs in the wall, and you can only have a plug in one of them at a time. You guys have the little F in each of them tells me it's a fixed multi-power slot, which means you're using one or the other. What those are, each of the slots in there, they're the ones with the F next to it. Those are different things you can do with your multi-power. Only one of them at a time. Doesn't cost you any actions to change between them. Yours is shorter Maelstrom, so what you got is your generic blast. You know, maybe we will track endurance, because it's actually, there's a reason to use some of your other abilities in it, and I'll set up tokens that will have all three things, your endurance, your stun, your body on it, so you don't need to worry about going to the character sheet. You have a different variety of blasts there. You got a generic blast, boom, 12 points of damage. You got one that is reduced endurance. That's saving yourself, doesn't do as much damage, but doesn't exhaust you as fast. You got one that's penetrating, which means it you divide the defenses, so it's easier to get through. And then the last one is NND, which is no normal defense. So it's a special kind of like attack that if they've got resistant energy defense, then it won't affect them. But against like normal humans who don't have that kind of stuff, it does a shit ton of damage. They don't get to apply any of their defenses against it.
Pretty cool.
Yep. And your last one is your power punch, which you powering up your fist, then boom, and hitting people with it. You also have a separate power, which is not part of your multi-power, called your Maelstrom Blast, which just bursts out from you and hits a bunch of people around. You are immune to that, and it also costs less endurance. You also have a force field that you can throw up. You can tell that because it says perceivable, you can see it. It manifests. Anyone can tell when it's up, when it's down. And the last one is your flight. 20 meters per round, and it costs you nothing. You can fly all your live long day and not worry about exhausting yourself. Okay? And then yours, Arlen, you're a little more complex. Your power armor, you got your blast, you got your auto fire blast, which is the better your roll, the more of your auto fire shots hit. You got ranged killing attack, which again, that's that kills. So if you want to kill somebody, it's quite powerful, and it also requires a roll or it burns out. This is sort of like, you know, the laser in Iron Man 2 that kind of he uses it once and then he's got to. That's what that is. You've got entangle, which is what it sounds like, and you use for that. You'll roll 366 and you'll count the body. That's how many hit points it has. So that's how much how much people break. On average, it'll do 6, but sometimes more, sometimes less. And then its resistance is what's listed there. You got a sight group flash, and similarly, you make the roll, you count the body. That's how many phases they're blinded for. You got strength drain, which is pretty fucking badass, where you're sapping their, the strength of a target. You don't gain it; it just drains out of them. And that's your multi-power stuff. You've got resistant protection. You can fly as well. You've got radio and so you've got this HRRP is I can't remember what it stands for, but it basically means you've got like radio and internet and whatnot. your strength and your stats are already factored into your cost. We don't need to worry about that. You also have infrared perception, ultraviolet perception, and you are completely concealed in life support. Okay? Skills work in this very much like they do in GURPS. You're going to want to roll 3d6 and roll under whatever your stat is. And each of you guys, you see how you have something that is a plus, and then a number? What that is levels. And what levels are is basically like flexible combat modifiers that you can choose to apply on your round-to-round basis to your offensive combat value, defensive combat value, or you can spend 2 of them to up your damage by one level. And that means if it's a normal attack, it's 1d6. If it's any other things, it's a little less. I think it's half a d6. I can't remember if that's 100% right, if it's 2, but I think that's right, so we'll stick with that for tonight. So yours, Arlen, you got +2 with your weapon array, which is your multi-power, +1 with hand-to-hand, and then +2 with electronic skills. So any of your electronic skills, you get that bonus to it. And yours, it's just your energy power. So anytime you're using energy powers, you got +3, Maelstrom, and you can apply that where you want. So, we'll go through what all the rest of the shit means when it comes up, but let me just quickly make your tokens here, guys. And then we'll set our scene, and then we'll start punching people in the head. So, now you guys may be asking yourself, well, Kev, where are we setting? What glorious exotic city are we going to be setting this this one-shot? Where would our brave heroes go? Well, guys, they would go where all brave heroes go. They go to my town, Calgary. So
I may have schooled down and saw that.
Yeah, see that building right there, the Calgary Court Center? That's where I became a lawyer.
Nice.
My office is actually not far away from what we see right now. So there is Hardpoint, and Maelstrom, where are you? Boom. My office actually used to be about a block to the left there before I changed jobs. So, but that is our court center. And you guys are here. You are both stalwart Canadian superheroes. And the reason you are here today, guys, is because there is what's being billed by the international press as maybe not the trial of the century, but certainly the trial of the decade. Because you see, there is a high-ranking underling for Dr. Destroyer who is on trial. Now, give me a sec here. Where is this? That is Stun. I'll tell you who Dr. Destroyer is in a moment. Oopsies. So the green is going to be Endurance, blue will be your Stun, and red will be your Body.
Makes sense.
Okay. Show the nameplate there so we all know who everybody is. Oh, and I'll make sure you both can see each other's thing here. C. I think, I already set the things to everyone seeing, right? So you can see the numbers and the bars on Hardpoint, John?
Yeah.
Can. Awesome. Okay, and let me get Emilio Franzoni here set up. Okay. Now, in terms of how your things look and whatever, like, this is an effects-driven game. You can choose to describe what the special effects are and whatnot too. If there are rules, consequences for the for what you're describing, we'll kind of cross that bridge when we get to it. One thing that, like, rules as written, this game is not a modern story game by any stretch. Like, it's only in the most recent edition is where they added the idea of there being luck points to try and modify your dice rolls. But what I want to do is, I'm going to say that you guys each have we'll say every half hour, well, not every half hour, every 45 minutes you guys will get a new luck point. So you start with a point of luck, you spend that, then you got to wait 45 minutes before you use it again. And then we'll type in the time into the chat as to when you used it. Let's see here, what else are we going to know? So this is your view, guys. Both of you guys can, can fly. And the parkade is underneath this old building here. That is the old Queen's Bench building. It is not there. Oh, it is there still. And underneath that is a parkade. But this whole place is completely under UN, it's Canadian military, the Calgary Police Service, and this UN superhero unit called Until. And I think that's where you guys are seconded from. You guys don't necessarily have to be Canadian superheroes, because I think that you may struggle to name more than 2 Canadian cities. So...
Calgary, Winnipeg, Montreal, Toronto.
There you go.
Vancouver.
Huh?
I'm grabbing all of them for you, John, so that you have to make some hard ones.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, I see you typing. What's a Saskawoosh to whoosh?
No, I can. Google Maps are really easy to pull up.
Okay, let's do this. So, guys, what you need to know is that here's the gentleman who is on trial here. His name is General Kapoor. That is General Kapoor. He is one of the agents who works for Dr. Destroyer. Dr. Destroyer is the most fearsome supervillain in the world. That is what Dr. Destroyer looks like. Now, the cool thing with this, so the Champions role-playing game has had a default setting. Before people started getting licensed role-playing games, before people started getting, just generic games without a specific setting, Champions really had its own thing. And one of the things that appeals to, grognards like me is that it's the same characters, but they've kind of updated them along the way. So the same characters that I read about when I was 12, I can see now in the most recent edition. And as comics have evolved, their iterations of these characters have evolved. But one of the cool things is another cool thing is that the characters in the setting, they have obvious cognates in comics. Dr. Destroyer is kind of Doctor Doom, right? But they're different enough that it's its own thing. And also, when you face Dr. Destroyer, you as the player are not understanding that as being a Fantastic Four villain that you have to be fighting. It's your own villain. It becomes, even though it's an easy thing to parse out what this character represents, the archetype, it still is unique enough so that you're not feeling like a second banana. If we were playing in DC and you guys were facing Lex Luthor, you know that he'll never hate you as much as he hates Superman. Right? Same thing with the Joker. The Joker will never become as obsessed with your heroes as he is with Batman. It's cool with the name recognition, but it means that you're not having that personal connection. So, that's where this setting is kind of interesting, as it gives you that connection without having to, fully understand, okay, who's this weirdo? Now, guys, I know what you're telling me. I can tell, Kev, what the fuck is this? This is an old school game. Why do we not have a battle mat? Well, guys, don't you worry. Boom! Thanks to Google Earth, we have a 2-scale map of the Hotchkiss Gardens. Okay. So, let me resize your characters here. Maybe what I'll do as well, let's see how small your tokens get. I might move the, hold on here. Where's my, do I have it snapped to, no, grid's enabled, okay. Oh, guys, let me just resize your tokens to fit in the, oh, there we go. If I snap you here, it'll automatically resize. Boom, nope. Hardpoint, you're huge. Apparently you're flying a mecha now.
Well, my character picture, I don't know if you know, it's from the video game Section 8, which you can get into a mecha in that game. So.
Oh, okay. No, I did not. I just wanted to find something that was a more realistic looking thing a little while ago. Okay, so guys, you know what that one perspective looked like, right? It's to your left is where the big court center is. The court center's got 30 stories to it. There's the old Queen's Bench building right here. At the bottom of the map, there is it's called the C train. It's a train line that does not that runs along the ground. So it's not an elevated train. It's a tram, effectively. And this is sort of where you guys. This is the sector that you guys will be responsible for. So why don't you position your... What do you think your strategy is here, guys? You are basically, while Kapoor is being tried, you're on the watch for Dr. Destroyer's, his henchmen. because the expectation is they want him either dead or they want to recover him.
I figure Hardpoint to keep an eye out.
Okay.
That sounds good to me. Why don't you take one corner of the building and I'll take the other?
Okay.
Yeah, I figure floating up above the park is kind of conspicuous. So.
Excellent. Okay. So, guys, describe for me kind of what's sort of the approach here. What is your way of of sort of keeping an eye out here? How are you making best use of your abilities now? With you, Maelstrom, it's likely just going to be your eyes. You don't necessarily have any specific powers that you can rely on.
What kind of element is this power based on? I mean, is it just
you tell me.
Sonic?
It's sort of like generic comic book plasma in the default character, but you can make it whatever you want. The only way is because it's an effects-driven system. Like basically, what we know about your character, like at least the stats as written, is that like you won't set stuff on fire necessarily. If it is fire, it'll blast something, but it won't burn because you don't have the burning, feature on that. But I mean, that's what a fireball does in D&D, right? It explodes into fire and then goes out immediately.
Gotcha.
The way I tend to run it is I will let you try and push your powers beyond if you want to try and do something different. I'm familiar enough with the game to be able to sort of eyeball what you can do with it and what you cannot. But what it means is it's going to cost you 5 times the endurance to do whatever you're going to do.
Okay.
Yeah. And you'll have to make a... I can't remember if you guys have power skills or not. You do not. Okay, so then what we'll do is we will make you make a ego roll to push it. Okay.
Yeah.
Although in your case, I think I'd probably do some kind of tech thing with you, Hardpoint, if you wanted to try and improvise shit. But let's just maybe we'll figure out what the powers do first before we start trying to go off book. Again,
Gotcha.
Walking before crawling. Okay, so here's what we're gonna say, guys. Is you guys are on top of these things here. Hardpoint, what were you saying as your sort of strategy here?
Infrared vision, so I think I'm flipping back and forth between, or maybe I even have like one eye on heat sensors and one eye on kind of regular sight vision to just try to make sure that I'm keeping an eye out for anything incoming.
Totally. Okay. So you are keeping your eyes out for... There we go. Keeping it out for the any sign of anything unusual as well too. You also have that radio connection, so I imagine you're kind of linked in with everybody, with all the other Until units. You can picture this as, imagine the scene from what do you call it, Sicario, where they're transporting that guy from Mexico back up to thing with the line of cars with all the guys with machine guns and masks and shit like that. That is basically what's brought General Kapoor here. But I think you guys are the ones who are, you're the ones who are responsible for sort of this sector. So what I'd like you to do, Hardpoint, because you're the one who's got. Well, actually, why don't we do this? Let's have each of you guys give me a. Where's your perception roll on here? I think it's an intelligence roll. Give me a sec here.
Under senses.
Oh, is it listed under there?
Yeah, 9 plus intelligence divided by 5.
Excellent. Okay, perfect. So go ahead. Each of you guys give me a perception roll. None of the character sheets, unfortunately, don't do the rolling. That's why I had you guys set up those dice before.
Target number?
Yeah, the target number or less.
Oh, that's not right. 3d6.
Okay.
So I got exactly 11. So.
Yeah. So you're. Well, what are your disadvantages, Maelstrom?
Disadvantages.
Let's see here. So they call complications now.
Greedy, secret identity, vulnerability to stun, and effects from drain.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
No, that's not right.
Yeah, it'll be easier, guys, just because when we get to combat, it's gonna be easier just to roll 3d6. Just click on the 3d6.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's easier that way for the purpose of explaining. Okay, so yes, all right. So Maelstrom, you're not really seeing much of anything. I mean, you're you know, the park is full of like press and you know, there's police who are keeping people back from getting too close to the court center. They're basically keeping everyone at like a block's distance. So apart from the people who have press passes who are in here, everyone has been, you know, kept at a distance. Maelstrom, I'm sorry, Hardpoint. You, however, first you hear a bit of weird static on your comm, and it's not so much like a breaking, like someone like turning a walkie-talkie on and off. There's a bit of maybe like a pulsing of some kind. And why don't you give me a maybe security systems, please?
Security systems. All right, that's a success.
Nice. So you can maybe picture inside your, like, the display of your thing. You see this thing go up, and you know, compare it. The pulse or whatever else the transmission that you picked up is a coded transmission. It's something that is intended to be concealed from you know, from most sensors and to communicate. It's only because you've got such advanced sensors in your armor that you're able to actually detect this thing, which causes you to, you know, flash over. And what you see is this strange, streaking kind of heat signature. It looks like afterglow, kind of, as something is moving down. It's right over here. And it appears as if something is, if you were to guess, this is the exhaust from some concealed vessel. What do you do?
So does Maelstrom have a radio?
Yeah, we'll say he's got a comm to be able to. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna say, Maelstrom, I'm picking something up on the sensors. I'm gonna go check it out, and I'm gonna sort of hop up and fly over there.
Yeah, sure. So what you can move per phase is what your move is. So you can, let's just give you 2 phases before something happens here. Actually, no, you know what we'll do? I'm going to give you 1 phase of move. So, yeah, you can move.
How large are the hexes?
I think the hexes are 5 meters? 4 meters? 2 meters? There you go.
Okay. So 1 phase means that I can move my full movement?
That's right, yeah.
Right? Okay, so oh, I need to actually grab.
What's the range of my blast?
The range of your blast is, one sec here. I don't know if it has a range. Hold on here. Let's see. Your blast is range is standard range, which means maximum range 10 times the base points of a power. So your base points are, let's see here, 60 points. So that means they have a range of 600 meters. Yeah. Okay. So you're going over.
I'll cover them back here.
Maelstrom, what are you doing? Are you just kind of waiting for a Hardpoint to see what's going on?
Well, my character is streetwise, so he's thinking that this might be a distraction, so he's gonna just look out for up in the air and around, and then 1 eye on Hardpoint to see if he needs help.
Okay, you got it. All right, guys. So then, what we are gonna do is, as you're sort of making your way over Hardpoint, you're a bit. How high do you think you are right now? Are you still the same height, like 2 stories up?
Yeah, basically the height of the building.
Okay. So you're flying your way over towards this, you know, across your boot jets, kind of, or maybe the jets on your back. I don't know how you picture your suit kind of set up. But what you see is slightly above where you are. There, it looks as if some aperture opens, and then these guys jump down, borne to the ground by jetpacks. And let's find them here. Wait, I got the wrong book. Nope, wrong book.
Muggles. We have muggles.
Let's see here. And what lands on the ground are... Where are you guys? Where are you guys? Yes, here we go. First, 4 of these things. Boom. Oop, wrong layer. Cav, go to the right fucking layer. 1, 2, 3, yep, 4. Boom. And they look like this, guys. Carrying some kind of high-tech rifle, some kind of composite body armor. Certainly, you know, beyond what most nations would use. And then something that gives you a good indication of what you face. This lands on the ground as well, too. And it is right... Boom! There. So, that was... What we went through, guys, is a Phase 12 action. So, let me see here. How does that work? No, that did not work. Get you out of there. Okay, so, I don't know if this is set up to actually set you guys up on the different segments. But what we do is, like I said, every segment, every round, there's 12 segments. And you act on your segments. So... Again, your segments are, and if you want to put this in chat just to be able to refer to it, so you don't have to go back to the character sheet, your segments, Maelstrom, you're on basically every even one, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And Hardpoint, you are on 3, 5, 8, 10, 12. Now, had you taken any damage or expended any of your endurance or anything like that, guys, now is when you would also get a chance to get a post-segment 12 recovery. You would automatically recover stun and endurance equal to your recovery stat, your rec. Okay. Now, so, segment 1, let's see here. When do these bad boys act? Actually, I'll write it down on the page here so I don't have to... their dexterity is... Okay. And... 4, 8, 12. And the biggin... Oh, no, guys. Oh, no! Talking costs nothing in this, incidentally, so... Alright, so, top of the round, we're at segment 1. No one acts on segment 1. I think the first segment where anyone acts is segment 2. Yeah. Maelstrom, what are you doing?
I have a question.
Of course.
So, some of the, like, attacks and maneuvers have a phase, like, 1/2, or what do those mean? Great
question. So, every phase, your actions will take a certain amount of your available actions. Like, the action economy in this breaks down each of your phases into, like, small parts of it. Okay. And then what you can do is... Oh, one second here. I was looking at this before to remind myself how this works, and I've forgotten already. Alright, so, yes, so you could do, so half your phase, full phase action is something that is listed as a full phase action, so, if you're moving more than half your move, so your move is prorated across it too. You can move half your move in the phase as a half phase action, and then the rest is, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Things like striking. Striking is a half phase action, but I believe you can only do one attack per segment.
So, could I use a force field and then a reduced endurance blast?
Yes, absolutely.
That's what I'll do.
I think activating... Oh, yeah, because I think activating the force field is an actual half phase, because if you get knocked out or you get stunned, then your force field goes down. You become stunned when you take more stun in one round than your Constitution score.
Okay.
And then let's see here. Let me double check, make sure I'm doing that right. Coordinate attacks, combat minimum. Sorry guys, that part, like, the reason I wanted to run this was to start refreshing my memory as to how this works as well.
No problem.
Yeah, okay. So, yes. Yep, wrong thing. So I know this makes for thrilling viewing for the folks listening at home.
All the time to build up hero points.
Once a character makes an attack, that's the last thing he can do in a phase. So there you go.
I'm going to do a force field, boom, and then he's going to throw a reduced blast at that guy.
Okay, so he is 84 meters away, which means you take -8 to your roll. So here's how we calculate the difficulty. Now,
I thought I was in range to shoot him.
you are in range to shoot him. You're not necessarily in range to hit him, or not. Yeah, but here's how you do that, though. Okay, let's just figure out. So the way that you figure out how to hit, and this is not the way that they tell you to do it in the current edition of the game, but it's the way I've done it since the mid '80s. So I just know this way. It's 11 plus your offensive combat value minus their defensive combat value. So what is your current OCV? It's 8, right?
Energy powers?
So it's 8 right now, but okay, so your 3 points. Your 3 points, you can assign those levels to either OCV or DCV.
I'm going to go OCV because I got my
OCV,
shield up.
awesome. Okay, so that means it's 8 plus 3 is an 11. It's 22 minus their DCV. Now, they haven't had a chance to really do anything yet. Their DCV is a 5. So you have currently a 17. At range is -8. You got a 9 or less, you hit them.
Less on a 3d6?
3d6, you got it.
Oh!
Nice! Fucking nice one. Now, which you told me you used your regular blast, right?
Reduced energy blast.
Oh, reduced. Okay, so save your endurance. Okay, so now click on the 8. This is why I had you roll 8d6. Just go into your dice roller, click on that, and let's see how much damage he takes.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 7. The 7.
Nice, 20. So 26 stun. Well, first thing we're looking at is stun. More often than not, like unless you're an 8, they're probably going to have the body damage that your normal attacks do. Their regular defenses still count against that, and more often than not, you're not going to be rolling more. They're going to have at least 12 points, so it's rare that you'll do body damage on a normal attack. Okay. However, this one, that is, oof. So you've stunned this guy. He's not down, but it staggers him back, and he is stunned, which means he is losing his next action.
Enemy contact. Successful strike. Go get him, Hardpoint.
Excellent. Okay, so let's see here. Stun. Just gonna check what stunned actually does, because I don't want to interpret other. So a stunned character's DCV is instantly halved, and recovering from it requires a full phase action. So he's gonna have to stand there, kind of like, ugh, collect himself when he finally gets an action. That was segment 2. We now go to segment 3. Segment 3, we've got the giant robot goes, as does Hardpoint. Giant robot has a dex of 21. What is Hardpoint's dex?
25.
Fuck yes, that means you're going first. What are you doing, Hardpoint?
All right. So I'm gonna move. So I'm gonna fly up close.
Okay.
Because I'm not gonna make a long range shot.
Okay, so you moved up to 20.
I think I move up to 40.
Well, remember,
right?
It's prorated across the thing.
Prorated. That's right.
Right.
So back to about here.
Okay. So what's that look like? You're just flying across.
Yeah, just kind of, all of the jets or engines or whatever you call them, the little the little fly things like on the Iron Man suit kind of flare up with energy as we go into combat mode, and he zips forward. And then I am going to do my Tangler thing against the armor, because I want him to be locked in place.
Okay, so his DCV is a 7. So what is your OC? Yours is 8. You've got 2 levels with your weapons array. What do you want to do with those?
I'm going to put them both into OCV, I think.
Okay, so that is 21 minus, what did I say, 7?
7.
So it's 14 or less you need to hit him. And then what's the range?
The range is 35.
Let's round down. 35? Yeah, go to the edge of it. That'll round down. Then it's only -4, so you need a 10 or less to hit him from that range.
10 or less. 3d6. 15. That's not good enough.
Want to use your luck?
I think so. I think I'll use my luck point.
Okay, go ahead and re-roll that, and then count 45 minutes from now. So, what does your entangle look like?
I've got there's like a special hatch that opens on my arm, and there's sort of like a pair of electrified bolas that sort of zap out.
Awesome.
And miss him. Okay,
so it goes over him. Maybe he was like, you tried to hit him as he was landing, and it went flying past, and then smashed to the ground. Okay, then on the Black Talon armor also acts on 3. Well, it didn't like that there, Hardpoint, so it turns that giant cannon of it towards you. And because we're playing an old school game today, guys, it feels like I should be rolling in front of you. What do you think?
Yeah, that sounds
Seems
good.
like it.
Yeah.
Well, otherwise you might fudge the dice.
Yeah, I would be tempted to do that. Okay, so this thing has an OCV of 7. Just to talk through what's going on here. It does have levels, and it's putting them all into offense. It serves the destroyer, so it sure shit wants to take down this meddling hero. We see the reticle trains on you there, Hardpoint. So his OCV is a 9. That's 20. Your DCV is an 8 right now.
Yes.
So it goes down to a 12, and it's -4. He needs an 8 or less to hit you. Ooh, misses. Ooh, and it's an explosive flechette cannon he just fired at you. All right. So that was segment 3, and everyone is done for 3. We are on to segment 4 now. Maelstrom, you got a dex of 23, which is more than these soldiers, so you get to go next. What do you want to do?
Okay. Question about my force field. Does that last the entire 12 segments?
As long as it's up, you don't need to maintain it. The only time it goes down is if you are stunned. If you're stunned, all your shit ends, which includes flight, so don't get stunned in the air. It sucks to fall to the ground.
Is there a cover mechanic?
There is, yep. If you can, if you take advantage of cover, then it'll basically give you a bonus to your DCV.
Gotcha. Let's see. I've got a speed. I'm gonna try and get in range, so I don't have to hedge on luck.
Yep.
So let's see. I gotta.
And we'll move the tokens this way, guys. I'm not super fussed about moving hex by hex.
Gotcha. I think I'll duck behind there.
Okay. Can you reach there? What's your flight is 20, isn't it?
Yeah, 20. I'm gonna use my turn just to zip over there.
Right, but that just means you get to move your full turn. Isn't that thing 30 away?
Let's see. It's 32. Yeah, so maybe there. That's 20.
Yep, absolutely. Go ahead.
So that's half a phase to move.
That's a full phase. Remember, your move is prorated. If you take a full move, if you take your full phase to move, then you get to move your full amount. If you're taking half phase to move, you move half your available move.
Oh. Yeah, we'll go full 20 to get behind some cover.
Okay.
And try and get myself, just behind a tree at least a little bit.
Awesome. So what does it look like as you leap into the air?
So I figured his power is kind of a little sonic based.
Nice.
Because he like leaps off and kind of does a little Iron Man thing, but little sonic waves blast down from his hand and lower him down to the ground.
Okay, nice.
Well, his bubble is just shimmering as it goes down.
Are you on the ground or are you still airborne?
I'm gonna try to get to the ground.
Okay, yeah, you can be on the ground. Okay. All right. So then we got 3 mystery heroes here who get to try and take down our heroes. Well, one of them is spending his full round recovering from stun. I'm going to leave the dot on there so I know which one's been injured, though. If I had plans ahead of time, I would have put actual sliders on them, so you know. But okay, so they've got 3 more, and I think they're all the obvious target is Hardpoint.
Yep.
So let's see here. They have an OCV of 5, and they are also trained in destroyer weapons. Dr. Destroyer does not hire chumps. These are no stormtroopers. So,
despite all evidence from the comics.
So let's see here. That means I have a 11 plus 7 is 18 minus your 8 is 10 or less to hit you. Let's see if these 3 can hit you. 1. Oh, wait. Minus range. What is the range right now?
Range is 20.
20. Okay,
or 20 range.
So minus, it'll be about -4 for each of them then. So there's no way that hits. There's no way the second one hits. Third one. Ooh, that might. So it was 11 plus 7 is 18 minus 8 is 10 minus 4 is 6. Barely misses you. So Hardpoint, these things are blasting away and zipping around you as these energy bolts. These are no normal weapons. Okay, so that is it for them. The other Mr. Hero recovers his strength, what do you call it? His wits, and then we are the end of phase 4.
Segment 4.
Yeah, or segment 4. Now segment 5, I believe. Hardpoint, you got a turn, don't you?
I do have a turn, so
I'm
gonna advance on them, move forward. I'm gonna stay in the air because I want them shooting up and away from. Because I figure if they shoot directly forward, they might hit somebody behind.
There's all that press that's scattering right now too. That's what they're
so
doing.
I'm gonna stay up in the air and move up to there.
Okay.
Oh wait, I can move. Yep, right here.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna. That tangling blast didn't work, so I'm gonna use my pulse blaster auto fire thing.
Ooh, okay.
To shoot. I'm gonna try to just gun down the little guys.
Okay, let's quickly talk about what auto fire does here. So, auto fire is we make your attack roll for every two full points that you beat the target number, you hit with another one. So
excellent.
Let's hear. Range right now is what?
Range is 10 meters.
You can even let's see.
Oh, it's 14 from the far one.
Yeah. Oh no, I was gonna say it's just measure from edge to edge because I'm not gonna penalize you. You're losing a little bit, and we're okay. So they're on average about 10 actually. So -2 to hit. So where your levels all into OCV to DCV? What do you want to do?
I'm putting everything into OCV because I want to end this fight quickly.
Fuck yeah. Okay, so everything's in OCV right now. That is a 22 minus
2.
5 is 17, right?
Yes.
-2 is 15. 15 or less.
15 or less.
Yep.
3d6. 13.
Which means you hit with 2 of them. So which 2 ones are you hitting?
I'm going to hit the 2 close ones.
Okay. Like the guy that was hit before?
Yeah. This guy that was hit before and
the
this
other
guy
one?
in the middle.
Great. How much? It does what? 8d6?
8d6.
Yeah, click on those twice.
Let me find. Let me just do 8d6.
Boom. Whoa.
29.
Okay. So that one is blasted down, is unconscious. Second one.
And 24.
24. Not down, but is. Oh, and not stunned either, actually.
Oh, no.
No. Not quite enough. Well, you are definitely. You injured him. You hit him. Tagged him with it. No one else acts on segment 5, which means we are on to segment 6. Maelstrom, you are up first because you have the highest dex. What are you doing?
Question. One of my abilities is called Powered Flight. It says reduced endurance and then plus 1/2. Does that mean that Powered Flight ability uses only half my turn?
Power Flight. Oh, it's a yeah. So your flight doesn't cost you any endurance. You see on the right hand side under the end column, that'll tell you how much endurance each of your powers costs you. So your force field costs nothing. You can fly all the livelong day and never tire whatsoever.
Okay, and what does the plus 1/2 mean?
That is part of the calculation. That's the cost of what it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Any of those things that are listed in there, for the most part, especially in brackets, those are advantages or limitations that have been added to modify the cost of it. Stuff that we don't need to worry about for the purpose of today.
Okay, so I'm going to fly up here.
Okay.
And try to get on top of this billboard and, direct any fire towards me. up and away from people.
Okay.
And then he's going to take a pop shot with a reduced. Well, yeah, I'm going to do a reduced one again.
Okay.
Just to hit somebody. I'm going to target that guy because I got a clear shot at him.
That guy, nice. Okay, so that is 60 is only -6 now.
I'm going to assign 3 points to it. So that's
okay,
11.
and you're putting your 2. Oh, you got 3 points in your energy powers, right? So it's 11. So 22 minus 6 is 16. Minus his OCV is an 11 or less.
Damn.
Ooh, you got luck as well. Want to use your luck?
No!
Nice.
Sweet. Okay, go ahead and roll damage.
I'm putting this in my time. Well, it's like 9:40, right? 9 o'clock?
Whatever is easiest for you to track. That's fine.
So
Yeah, we'll call them both at
9:45.
9:45.
Yeah, at 8 9:30, you guys can each get a hero point or get your luck back.
Okay.
That way you guys can have it twice the session. Go ahead and roll damage.
8.
Woo. Okay, so he is stunned. Hit with that sonic blast, and staggers back.
I'd like to see a little bit of he's punching so quickly that the air solidifies into like a spike, and then like a Doppler effect ripples off and just boom.
Love it. Okay, the Black Talon also acts, and you're in closer. He's still been trying to correct his shot. What is the let's see here. What is the 16? Oh boy, 16 meters away, and he can actually move even closer. I think he's going to do that. So he flames begin to jet out of the bottom of his feet, and he takes to the air as well. How can this thing be cast aloft? It must be the clever sorcery or science of Dr. Destroyer. Goes around to try and flank you here. Whoop, what am I doing? Wrong thing.
Do that.
We go over here, Hardpoint. You are now only, let's see here. Boom. Oh, 8 meters away. So, 8 meters is 8 minus 2. Yep. Nope, no penalty. Oh, shit. All right, so you have, let's see, he's got 7 points in total. No, 9 points in total in his OCV. No, 11 because of his targeting computer. Jeepers. So that's 22 minus your OCV, which is 8, which brings it down to a 14. 14 or less, and he hits you with a flechette cannon. Did I close my dice roller? Of course I did. Of course I did. Where is it here? Come on, open up. Dice roller. What did I do? Did I leave it somewhere? Where'd it go? No. Can't find it. Oh, it's up here. It's alright. It's alright. Alright, so he... now, the flechette cannon... it's auto fire. Oh, gosh. Now, how much did I beat your target number by? It was by...
So it's 14.
14, so it's 2, 4... So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... All 5 hit. Oh, boy. What is your resistant PD?
Resistant PD is 15.
15, okay. So, I gotta roll... let me see. I'm not sure if it'll let me do this, actually. Let's find out. No, okay.
0.5d6? Interesting.
Let's see if this works. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. So first one, 9 damage. Hits your armor, does not pierce, does it?
Does not pierce.
Okay. Second one, 3. Third, 10. Fourth, 7. And number 5, 7. So what does it look like as this this flechette thing is bouncing off your armor?
So yeah, there's like 3 or 4 of them bounce off, and a 4th one kind of leaves a scratch along the helmet, and then the last one, bam! I catch it in my fist because it was going to hit a reporter behind me.
Nice. Excellent. Okay, no one else has actions on 6, so we are on to 7. Does anyone have actions on second 7? I don't think any of you guys do. Segment 8. Very popular day. So we got, I think Maelstrom has a 23 hardpoint. You got 25 decks, though, right?
Yes.
So you are up first.
Is there like a slam into them charge?
Yes,
maneuver?
there is. Good question. There is a maneuver called move by, which is where you zip past and you tag them as you're going by. Or there's move through, where you fly directly into them. That one obviously does more damage, but you take half damage. On the move by, you take a third damage. You can also just, like, those are specific maneuvers. You could also just fly up and punch someone. What's your strength?
My strength is 40.
40. You do 8d6 when you hit with your punch.
But I would get him to stop shooting. That's a good point, though.
That may get him into hand-to-hand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Depends, this tech is as advanced as yours.
Yep.
What do you think?
Okay. Why don't we try the move through just to go for it?
Okay. So to do a move through, it is move through is a half phase action. So you're gonna move, allows your character to attack at the end of the move by running right at his target. If you miss the target and you have meters of movement remaining in your full move, you keep traveling in a straight line. If you hit the target, you do your regular strength damage plus your velocity divided by 6d6. So your velocity, let's see here, it'll be 20. Oh no, 40. 40 is yours, right? 40 divided by 6 is what? 6 point something or other? It's about 6?
6.6.
Closer to 7, right? It's 42.
Round down, though. We always round down.
Okay, 6.
6?
Yeah.
So it'd be, wow, so that would do 14d6 if you hit.
Excellent.
Yeah, the thing is, you take half damage from the move through.
That's okay.
Okay?
It'll absorb it, right?
So you'll have -3 to your DCV, but you don't get to apply your levels because you're not doing so as part of your thing, but you've got 1 level in hand-to-hand, don't you?
I do have 1 level in hand-to-hand.
You want that, so the penalty to your OCV is your velocity divided by 10, so it's -4 to hit. Do you want to put your level into OCV?
Yeah, I want to boost it to try to hit.
Okay, so let's see here. So then, your OCV is currently starts at a 9 with your levels, so it's 20 -4 for your, what do you call it, for your velocity. It's down to 16, minus his DCV, which is a 7. So that is a 9.
All right.
Here it comes.
On the nose.
Whoa, what does it look like as you slam into this guy?
So I think I sort of drop out of the air for a second and almost land on the ground and just blaze out with the thrusters, both hands forward to just smack right into him.
Awesome. Okay, so 14d6 damage. Remember, you're taking half of this.
45.
Oh my god. All right, and we should count up, because you're doing 14. Oh, it's normal damage, so I think you've got more than 14 in PD. Okay, so 45 means...
You just absorbed it, is basically what happened?
So you hit him really fucking hard. He is for sure stunned. Because that's 20. Wow. Yeah, he is stunned. And... Oh gosh, there's great knockback rules in this as well too, that I can't remember offhand. Ah, here we go.
I wish I had some fancy
Now
armor.
here's, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna roll for knockback. After an attack hits, then I'm not. So rules is written, you do this after every attack. I'm gonna only do it for really cool shit like this. So you're the attacker. You roll 2d6, and you subtract the total from the amount of body rolled on the attack. What do you got? 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 there. 4 of which are... There's 10. 4, so it's 14, actually. Is your body rolled on that. Total amount... Oh, from the amount of bodies. That's 5. And then also roll... Oh gosh, we actually only roll 1d6.
1d6.
Yeah, because he's in the air.
1.
1. So he goes flying back 13 meters. Wow. And I'm just going to say he smashes into those trees there. Go ahead and roll 3d6 for me. Let's see if he takes any extra damage. No, so it's stopped by his armor, but yeah, he's on the ground now and stunned. Okay. That was only your action. Maelstrom, you're up next.
Okay, question. I got lots of questions.
Of course.
Remind me what penetrating does.
Penetrating is you divide their defenses by half.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't do like lethal damage, but it just straight up body, right?
Yeah, yeah. If it does, it would say killing attack, KA. If it was lethal damage.
Then how does his multiple attack work?
Which multiple attack?
Under attacks and maneuvers, is a multiple attack.
Attack.
Is that just physical, or could I double blast?
Oh, sorry, I can't see. It's not on the regular one here.
It says phase 1 OCV varies.
Oh, no, ignore that. We're not using that rule.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That narrows it down.
Now, okay, so badass, let me quickly point out one badass thing you could do here is a Haymaker. Haymaker is one of my favorite things. DC means damage class. So what it is this is the, like, winding up, and then your effect lands on the next segment. So this thing, you gotta kind of be tactical and try and figure out how fast you are and whatnot, but, like, for yours that do normal damage, it would add 4 dice to the damage of your attack without costing you... Yeah.
Okay. Let's do a Haymaker, and I'm gonna target the guy that just got knocked the shit around, so the moment he stands up, I'm just gonna blast him.
Now that is a really, really good fucking combo, because he's stunned, which means that he cannot take... His next action is gonna be spent recovering from stun.
So that's
excellent teamwork. Clearly you guys have worked together before.
I was waiting for that knockdown maneuver.
Awesome. Now
I'm gonna do... Yeah. I'm gonna do my penetrating blast on him just to get through his armor.
Okay. What does it look like as this, like, sonic power is building up in you?
So it's like his bubble just starts vibrating and like it builds and builds and builds, and it starts channeling to his arms, and then he's just waiting to unleash it on him.
Awesome. Okay. All right, so that'll happen on segment 9. On segment 8, we've got our soldiers. So one of them is recovering from being stunned. 2 of them are going to fire at Hardpoint. So let's see. They can move, so they're going to try and get themselves in to a better location for this.
If I could fly faster, I'd go in there and Nova around him, but you know.
Okay, so you can move 3 hexes. So he races forward. 2, 3 races forward. 1, so it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, so one of them's got -2 to hit you. One of them's got no penalty. Now you have -3 to your DCV because of the move through. So your DCV is currently a 5. They have an OCV of 5. They're dumping everything into OCV 7. So 18 for the first one. 18 minus your -5. So 13 or less. Boom. Ooh. You are hit by that energy from the blast rifle. Ooh. This is kind of smart. $26 damage.
So do you get stunned when you take one big hit, or a couple of small hits?
Only one big hit. Only one big hit. Yeah, yeah. So first off, what is your... This is an energy rifle. What is your ED? Your normal ED?
My normal ED is 20.
That means you only take 6 points. Yeah, 6 points of stun. And no body. Okay, so the first one hits. The next one has -2, which means... what did I say? 13? I guess I need 11 to hit you?
Mm-hmm. I'm getting kind of low there, man.
Ooh. Hits. And where's my 12? Boom.
Oh! That's a big one. So that takes me down to 0.
That takes your stun down to 0?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So here's what happens then is... first off, you took more than your constitution, so you would be stunned. You now also drop to the ground. And I'm not going to worry about the extra damage that would come from that. You are currently unconscious. You will remain unconscious until your post-segment 12 recovery. Now, hold on. You know what? There's different, depending on how far below you are, is how it rules as written. For the purpose of tonight, as soon as you hit post segment 12, you're going to get a recovery. You'll gain your stun and your endurance back equal to your recovery stat.
Okay.
Okay? So yeah, they all open fire on you, and in that hail of fire, you, well, what do you think happens?
Oh, I think one of them just knocks me on the head and rings my bell.
Yeah, no permanent damage, and oh man, you see this happen, Maelstrom. Hardpoint is down, and down hard.
The moment I was distracted and charging at my blast.
Yeah. Okay. Now we go on to segment 9. Now, yes. Now you get to unleash it. You're going against the Black Talon armor.
Yeah, the big guy.
Okay. What's the range right now?
The range.
Oh, it's big.
It's
60?
58.
58 or 60. Both of those are -6.
Okay.
So, now he is stunned, so his DCV is halved, which means his DCV is, I believe, a 3 right now. Is that right?
Okay. I got a.
No, it's a 7, so it's a 3. Oh, it is a 3, yeah, because he's stunned. So, 11 plus your, you're dumping everything into your offensive levels, I take it?
Yes.
Yep. Oh, your DCV is -5 right now as you're getting your haymaker ready.
I have that shield up, so I'm gonna.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Plus, you're at range, right? So you're charged up. It's 11 plus your what do you call it? Plus your OCV total is 11 is 22. Minus the range is down to 16. Minus his 13 or less to hit with his haymaker.
Oh. No.
Oh, dang. So it drills into the ground right near him, and you annihilate these trees. And as you are panting and seeing what happens,
I got distracted.
You hear this, and the Black Talon armor raises up and recovers from his stun. Okay, so that was segment 9. We're now on segment 10.
That's me again.
Yeah.
What to do? Well, screw it.
So you see Hardpoint is down, but it looks like he's struggling to try and get back up again.
Yeah, I need to get their attention. So
Okay.
I'm just gonna full out. I'm gonna move closer.
Okay.
Just half the move, the 10 there. Just like I'm just making myself a target, and I'm gonna blast the nearest one.
Okay.
With a reduced cost.
With reduced cost. Okay, cool. So then that is a he's 40 away, -6. So let's see here. His DCV is a 5, so it's 11 plus 20 plus 11 is 22 minus 5 is 17.
Oh, I should.
Oh, sorry, 17 minus the range, 11 or less. Oh my god!
That's with my +3 into it. Okay.
Oh, okay. So that was segment 10. Who else has on 10? Nobody else here does. 11, no one has an action. 12.
Me again.
You are up first. Yeah, you have the highest, but then the Black Talon armor and the soldiers are going to go. Everyone always has an action on 12.
Okay. I'm going to try and get myself in cover from the big guy just a little bit with a tree, but he's probably going to move.
You may want to dump your, what do you call it, your levels into defense as well.
Yeah, no, I'm going to do that this time.
Okay.
Now that I'm a little closer, I'm going to try and nail this guy.
Okay, so he is 34, is still -6, unfortunately. So there was a 13 before, so 13 or less. Oh, no, hold on. It's 11 or less. Oh, it's 10 or less because you've got your levels in defense now.
Well, I rolled an 11.
Oh, and it's 10 or less. So,
yep.
Okay. Oh, God. You're like the narrow misses today. Okay, so then the
I'm worried about my teammate.
Yeah, the soldiers are going to all open fire on you first. So let's see here. It's 1, 2, 3. They've got a 7. So 11. 18 minus the range is 6. So that's a 12 minus your DCV is currently 11. They need a nat 3 to hit you. Miss. Oopsies, wrong thing.
Oh, no, none of
Miss. Oh, close. Miss. Okay. So, they're firing at you and it misses. The Black Talon, however. What's he gonna do? I think he's gonna use... Oh, he's gonna be a total dick.
No, no dickery.
Yeah. Well, actually...
I'm glad the DM can manage all those numbers in the text. I'm lost.
It's again, like I've played this game since I was like 12, so it's just you get used to the. It's like Thaco. It's if you grew up with it, you sort of can remember how to do these things in your head. All right. So what he's gonna do is you see that giant cannon on his hand, kind of like changes over, and you're as something fires out from it. Now targeting a hex. I think
mortar. It's a mortar.
It is.
I shoot it from range and blow it up as it leaves the assembly.
Target DCV, okay, because I think a hex is a DCV of 3. I'm gonna say that's the case because I can't remember. So I mean, with range, it's a 9. So it's 11 plus his 9. So I get an 11 or less, and it hits right near you. You see this thing is coming through the air, about to land near you, and it hits. Bam! A grenade goes off. Fortunately, it does not hit with more than one of them. What is your resistant physical damage?
Currently with my force field, 32.
Yeah. Your resistant is 32?
33 because my shield gives me 10. So it's 23 plus 10.
No, okay, so you don't stack those.
Oh.
The resistant is separate from that. Your resistance is 10.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong thing.
Yeah, because killing damage generally does a lot less in terms of raw numbers than what the...
He's trying to kill me.
He's a villain.
You bastard.
Okay, so let's see here. It is... Oh, I don't have it preset up here, so here.
So resistant PD.
Okay, so you got 10. Here we go, and... So this goes off, but it does not even pierce your armor.
Nice.
Or your force field, rather. Okay, guys, that means they've gone, everybody's gone. End of segment 12, which means post-segment 12 recovery, everyone gains stun and endurance back equal to their, what do you call it? Equal to their recovery stat, their rec. And that'll include you, Hardpoint. But what I think I'm going to say is that you are stunned right now, Hardpoint. So it means you got to spend your first action recovering from stun, full phase.
You have a lot of recovery. Holy cow.
Yeah, I have 20 recovery.
I have 10.
Okay.
He only spent 6.
I think it's because some of the his character is less efficient with endurance. That's why he's got that massive endurance pool.
Oh.
Yeah. So okay, guys. So then, top of the round, segment 1, no one has action. Segment 2, I know Maelstrom does.
Another haymaker.
Okay. So begin.
Big guy.
Okay,
Like, oh yeah, you want to try to kill me? I'll kill you. Well, not really, but I'm gonna hit him. And I'm gonna put like my full blast into it, not reduce.
Ooh. So here's the thing. You begin the attack on one of your phase. It's a half phase action, which you start on your turn, so you could move then haymaker, but you don't land it until the end of the next segment.
Oh, I didn't know that. He's gonna go next turn, isn't it?
Segment 3. There's a lot. Yeah, I mean, Hardpoint goes then, and so does the Black Talon.
I'm gonna save that for later because I know I get like 2 actions before he gets his next one.
Yeah.
Because I'm faster.
A good phase to haymaker on is phase 6.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's move a little bit closer then.
Okay.
I'm gonna get in there and do some stuff. So I can move 10.
Okay.
Try to keep that tree between me and the big guy.
Yeah.
Does this help me with any less penalties to hit? 24?
26 is a -4.
Yeah, I'm gonna penetrating strike that guy.
Okay.
So
let's see here. So
I'm putting energy
-4, and I'm sorry, you're putting into what?
Energy to offense again.
You can split it too. You can do like 1 in OCV, 2 in DCV, or whatever you want. You don't have to. Nah, okay.
All offense until I try that haymaker
so let's see
thing.
here. 22 minus 4 is 18. Minus his DCV is 5. 9 or less.
Eat it.
Hey! Nice!
So
Go ahead and roll
80
damage.
Penetrating.
Yeah.
Boom.
Holy shit.
Eat it.
Okay, let me see
Okay,
here.
green is endurance, so -6. Knock my friend down. If he's moving, you're getting hit.
Okay, I'm just double checking here. Here we go. No, okay, here's what penetrating does. Armor piercing does the other. Penetrating causes a target hit by the attack to take 1 point of effect for every normal body rolled. Oh. So it's basically a way of ensuring that some gets through the defenses. So it's not armor piercing, but so penetrating is really good against high armor targets when you're not able to get through them, because it does, you take stun damage at least equal to that amount. It's not armor piercing, so I was confusing that.
Oh,
But
so
that's
still,
still, that's still enough to, which one were you shooting?
the one just to the upper right of Hardpoint.
Yeah, so what does it look like as he goes down?
He just channels a lot of his rage, and he throws his 2 fingers out and just like a thin beam that right into his chest.
This guy's knocked back and is unconscious. Okay, that's it for segment 2, I think. Segment 3, Maelstrom, or Hardpoint, you're up first. Which means you're recovering from stun.
Yep.
Okay, so you're staggering around, recovering from stun. Also on 3 is the Black Talon. He had better luck with that flechette cannon. Turns it over. And actually, we'll try something new here. You see it now goes something brand new. There's a little red glow inside the cannon and comes out. The range to you right now is 28. Awesome, thank you. I appreciate you guys measuring too. That's a huge help. Okay, 28 is minus 4. So,
Is this trying to
so
kill
it's
me again?
20 minus your OCV. Sorry, 20 minus 4 is 16 minus 4 is 8 or less to hit you. Let's see.
Yeah, I missed you.
All right, goes right past you.
And you with a penetrating strike.
That is it for the Black Talon. Okay, so then it is segment 4. Maelstrom, you're up.
A little bit closer time. Closer to him, closer to him, closer to him.
Yeah.
Like, hey, buddy, guess what's gonna happen? Penetrating strike. Shoot him again.
Oh, Hardpoint, how much damage did you take from that move through? That must have been what knocked you down, right? Like the vast majority.
That was almost all of it.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay.
Which was awesome, by the way. It was a really fun maneuver.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so
I'm gonna assign like 2 to defense and 1 to energy this time.
Okay. So that means 9. So it's 20. What's the range?
18.
18. Nice. Okay, so then 18 is a minus 4 still. But here we go. So it's you have plus 1, so it's 21 minus 4 is 17 minus his defenses is a 10 or less.
Yeah, I got
Nice.
Nice. Excellent. Go ahead and roll damage.
Boom.
All
And I
right.
assume Maelstrom shouts out, "Get penetrated."
No, that's a bit much.
So what is the total? So what does it look like as this thing lands? Because you knock it out.
And so I like go for his knee joint. It's just like his knee joint with one hand and the other hand just right at the red cannon, and he shot at me, and it just.
It's a smoldering heap in that crater that you left with your haymaker blast.
Heavy mech down.
Okay, nice. All right, then it is also the soldiers. 2 soldiers are left. Messer Fransoni, you are the one they see. What's the range to you right now? For the mystery soldiers.
For me,
26, so minus 4. Okay, so let's see here. They've got 7. 18 minus 4 is 4, and you got 10. They need a 4 to hit you. Here we go. Boom. No. Boom. No. Okay, so they're blazing away. They do not hit. That is the end of that turn. Segment 5, Hardpoint. System's back online. What are you doing?
Back online. Let's do some more auto fire.
Okay.
See if we
Of
can
Iron Man
flat
with all-
these guys.
So
So
I guess you're on the ground. You just turn around. You could launch it up in the air again if you want to.
I'm gonna stay on the ground because I was a little worried about falling that last time.
Yeah.
Okay, so 12 meters to the far one.
Okay.
Points of recharge.
And I think that you need to use for every like second square you need to use that you're walking across. I think you need to use up an auto fire shot.
No, I'm not walking at all. I'm just standing in place and shooting.
No. Sorry, forgive me. What I mean by like walking your auto fire?
Walking fire. Yes.
Yeah.
That's what you mean.
Yeah, between them. So I
Okay.
think it's perhaps you need to use one. Which may have been why I fanned them out. It's not.
That's pretty smart.
It's not. I wish I was that tactically minded.
They're
but
in
no.
loose formation, guys.
Exactly. Spread out. Spread out. That's my retroactive.
Well, let me roll and let's see how many auto fire hits I actually have.
Sure. So let's see here. You, what are you doing with your levels?
I've got 2, so I'm gonna put 1 into defense, 1 into offense.
Nice. Okay. Which means it's let's see here. 20 minus their DCV is 15, and then what's the range?
Is 12 to the far one.
12 to the far one. Okay. So that's minus 2. I've already forgotten my number.
13.
So
15
13,
minus
I think.
2.
I think 13 sounds
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh.
It is
You had your luck
9:30.
point?
You got your luck back.
All right. Let's do it. Let's do a luck point.
Okay.
12.
Whoa! So you hit him. It just doesn't go any further.
Yep.
Go ahead and roll damage on him. Ooh.
Not so good.
Hit, not quite stunned, but he is tagged. Ugh. All right, who else has actions on 5? Nobody. That means we're going to segment 6. Maelstrom, what are you doing?
I really like Maelstrom. So he's gonna like float up, all wiggle like just charging up his bike. Says, "Hey, hello to my little friend." Blast one guy.
Nice.
Full blast. I'm gonna target the same guy that you just got hit.
Okay. Incidentally, guys, you can take as your action, in case you would get a little crazy with your, what do you call it? Your endurance. You can take an action to try and recover, to catch your breath, basically.
Chance to rest after you.
Yeah, and you recover. You gain endurance, and you gain stun back as if you took a rest.
Okay.
Okay.
That is gonna blast him.
Yeah, no.
All to attack. All to attack.
Sounds good. Here we go.
We're gonna need to hit him.
So hold on. I'm sorry. You need what's the range?
16
is minus 2. Okay, so then that means let's see here. The and you said all to attack.
All three. Yeah.
All to attack. Okay, so that is 22 minus 2 is 10 minus their DCV is 15 or less. Holy shit!
Nice.
Incredible. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. Say hello to my full power blast. Boom! Oh, plus a 1.
That is still enough to take him down, though, between the two of you guys. There's only one left.
I see that he just takes his fist and like whoop at him, and it like curves down under him, knocks him into the air 5 feet, and he falls to the ground.
Nice. Okay. So actually, none of the enemies have on segment 6. No one has on segment 7. Segment 8. We got a couple people acting now. Hardpoint's up first. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have this thing that does drain strength 66. If I drain all of his strength, can he just like collapse onto the ground, unable to do anything?
Yep.
Excellent. So I'm going to move over. I'm gonna do a sort of hop, skip, fly over here, and then I'm gonna use my Innervator Ray.
Nice.
And I'm gonna put both of my levels into OCV, so I'm at 10 OCV.
Yep.
To
No
hit
penalty
him.
for range. He's got. He still hasn't had an action, so he can't shift his levels. So he's 5. So that is a 21 minus 5 is a 16.
A 16. Feeling pretty good. 13.
13
All
definitely
right.
hits. Go ahead and roll damage, or your effect.
66.
Yeah. So here's how this works.
18.
It's basically it's 18. I look at the cost of strength and I reduce that from his stat.
Okay.
And that means his he has 0 strength. What does it look like as well? First off, what does your enervator ray look like?
Oh, it's like a green like cartoon radiation blast thing.
Yeah. And he's covered in it, and I think like, I guess his muscles go into spasms maybe, and it's gonna.
Yeah, he drops his gun and collapses and just sort of lies there,
yeah,
unable to do anything.
Nice. And let's see, the recovery rate for drain is let's see here.
Not long enough.
Well, you're not gonna. We're taking prisoners, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna kill him. I mean, we haven't done lethal damage to anybody.
Oh, guys, you're assuming that this is all you're fighting. Okay, so we're gonna skip down to phase 12.
Oh, okay. So we're done fighting.
Oh,
now.
you know, you guys can do you can do narrative stuff right now. Just that something else is gonna jump in. You can move yourself up wherever you like there.
Oh, I was gonna, move over here and then heal some of my endurance.
Yeah, absolutely. So you kind of hover in the air, catch your breath for a sec. You would have had at least 3 actions, so you can recover your endurance right up to full if you like. And you can regain your, assuming one of your actions is taking the guy into custody. Well, let's say this. So you're kind of keeping your eye out for other stuff. Hardpoint, give yourself 2 recoveries.
I think that takes me up back to full.
Okay. Yeah, you'll need it.
All
because
right.
You hear that weird calm thing you heard before. Something else is said over it, and then you see. Whoa. Where is he? Where is he? And something hits the ground. That hits like a cannon. And you know who this is.
Ooh.
This is Ogre. If you are thinking that sounds an awful lot like the Hulk, I'd say you're pretty perceptive.
Can he fly?
No, well, he hits the ground. Let's see here, and I'll move him to the token layer. Let me just get his stun. Oh, I got him in here, I think. Championes. And he's going to have one more. Oh, he's got someone as well, too, who's going to cause trouble. He doesn't work alone. Ogre is far too fucking stupid to act alone. So what also comes down is Pulsar. Now, the very best thing about Pulsar is that because he is a creation of the 1980s, his in-character thing for years and years and years was that he was obsessed with the actress Morgan Fairchild. So, a lot of his plots would involve kidnapping Morgan Fairchild or doing things to impress Morgan Fairchild. Oh, God. Okay, so they land, and here's what Pulsar looks like, guys. And Pulsar says, "Causing trouble, are ya? Come on, Ogre. Let's take him down." And Ogre just kind of like, down. So you guys each get another plus or segment 12 recovery. This guy is in chains, or not chains, but like he's not going to be in this fight any longer. All right, let's look at these guys very quickly here. Ogre is very slow. So, yeah, because he hits pretty hard. Pulsar is, pretty quick. All right, guys. And Ogre's dex is not high. Pulsar, his dex is not terribly high. Okay. Guys. What, Maelstrom, have you landed as well, too, or are you hovering in the air right now?
I'm still hovering.
Okay, so he's hovering in the air as well. I think, did I recover? Oh, nice, look at that. I tracked them already, and Pulsar, what do you got? Nice. Okay, guys, So, first up is segment 2. On segment 2, we got Maelstrom first, then Pulsar.
Maelstrom raises his eyebrow and looks at Pulsar's skin tight outfit and says, "Gee, Hardpoint, didn't know it was that cold out here." And then he blasts him.
Okay. Go ahead, make your...
I'm going to do a, how well do I know Pulsar?
You tell me. Pulsar is a mouthy jackass, is what you... Here, no, do this. Give me a streetwise check.
Well, I can do that. My streetwise succeeds on a 12 or less.
Okay. 12 or less, see how well you do.
Oh, I ain't even heard of you.
You know he's a supervillain with energy projection powers. You know he can fire energy blasts, protect himself with a force field, and fly.
You can shoot electricity.
Okay. So that's what you know about him. Actually, why don't you guys give me another streetwise roll again for Ogre. Let's see what you know about Ogre.
Speak for me.
9. You know a little more about him. Ogre is a super strong villain, but unfortunately, he's as stupid and destructive as he is strong. He's worked for dozens of villains over the years, and he's even easier to manipulate than Grond, an even dumber and even stronger villain. Ogre has a particular hatred of bullies, meaning anyone who tries to hurt him or make him do things he doesn't want to do, or even who acts that way towards other people.
Okay. Well, before Pulsar gets to go, I'm just going to hit him with my full power blast.
Okay.
And I'm going to
What are you doing with your levels?
All 3, just straight up into offense for now.
Offense? Okay, so 11, what's a range to Pulsar right now? I think it's -2, because it's more than... Yeah, okay, -2. Okay, so then, let's see here. It's 11 plus your all into OCV is 22, minus his DCV, which is 11. Down to 11, so 9 or less to hit him.
Come on, that's odds. Luck.
Yeah, use your luck, go ahead.
No.
He seems to be weaving and ducking, you know, in the air. Okay, so then it is Pulsar's turn. So Pulsar is going to start moving. He's like, spread out. So he says to Ogre, spread out, dummy. Take him down.
Until you glorified Firefly.
That's here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's going to zip over here. And he's going to unleash a blast on you there, Maelstrom.
Bring it on.
I'll show you a blast. Okay, so he's got everything in defenses and his flight as well, too. Okay. So, 11 plus 7 is 18, minus your 8 is a 10 or less to hit you. Okay. So he blasts. Ooh.
Have fun with my force field.
Okay, and let's see here. He uses regular blast, and boom! 44 damage. So what is your normal defense?
23.
23, which means that reduces it down to 21. Is 21 more than your con?
Well, force field gives me 10 PD as well. Does that help?
No, remember the resistance is only... well, that's all stacked into your force field. What you've got is your total, the 10 resistant and the 20 normal.
Okay.
That's your total with your force field up. Force field doesn't add on top of that. That's why you have 10 resistant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just added it to the sheet. Like, I didn't add it... Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because, again, like, if it was listed the way it is in the game, it would look like a tax form.
My con's a 23, so no.
Yours is 23. Okay, shoot. Okay, so that means you are stunned. Because it's more than... Oh, your con... No, wait, your stunned...
I took 21, but my con's 23.
Oh, awesome. Okay, great. So you're not stunned then. Great. That means your force field's still up. You're still flying.
Oh, do I take 20-something stun?
21 stun. That's right.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So he tags you with it and laughs. This is going to be easier than I thought. Segment 3. We got Hardpoint.
So I'm going to fly up.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to move up and grab Pulsar.
Ooh, okay. So a grab is a martial maneuver as well, too. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of neat because like the way you try and break a grab is basically you roll dice equal to your strength, and then you count the body to try and break out. So like if you're rolling 8d6 versus say his 4d6, you're almost always gonna, still keep your hand on him unless he's got some other way of getting out of it. Okay, so grab is a -1 to OCV. So what are you doing with your? Oh, you got 1 point or 1 level in hand-to-hand.
I'm gonna put that in OCV.
Okay, so let's see here. That's 11 plus 9 is 20 minus his DCV of 11. It brings down to a 9 minus 1 for the grab. 8 or less, please.
8 or less.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go. Come on. Oh! Pretty good. Hey, get off of me! Leave me alone! So a grab. I think you actually get to do damage on a grab as well, too. Grab. Okay, so after a successful attack, the grabber, the victim immediately makes an escape attempt with his casual strength, which is, there's no fucking way he can get out of there.
Squeeze him.
Okay, so you got him, and he's like, hey, let go of me!
Well, I was really just trying to slow him down for Maelstrom so that Maelstrom could get a good hit on him.
No, you got him now.
Yeah.
Okay, so and grab unfortunately gives you a -2 to your DCV then too.
Okay.
And Pulsar yells out, "Help me, dummy!" And Ogre looking up at you guys. You leave him alone! And his leaping is 46. So he just like takes 2 strides and then goes leaping through the air, and he's just gonna try and hit you. Okay, so he is definitely putting everything into OCV. So it's 11. He leaps up. Get down, Tin Man! And your DCV is currently what, a 6?
It's a 6.
6, okay, so 11 plus his 9 is 20, 14 or less to hit you with this.
On roll high.
Oh boy, oh boy. Let's see here, 14 or less.
Yep.
Oh boy.
He's about to get his in the mouth.
Man, oh man. Okay, let's see here. His damage is, fortunately he didn't get, yeah, I didn't do any kind of wind up or any shit like that, so it's only 13d6 damage.
Only.
Only. $39 damage.
Okay, so is that to resistant or normal?
That is to normal.
All right, so my normal is normal PD is 20, so that's 19 damage.
Is that more than your con?
That is not. My con is 30.
Awesome. Boom! So he hits you. You take 19 points of damage, and because you're flying, I'm counting up 10 body damage. I'm gonna roll 1d6. And I'll subtract that from 10. That's how much knockback you have. 4. So you go flying back 2 hexes.
Do I get to keep my grip on Pulsar?
I think what I'm going to do is let... Let's see here. Once it's... I'm gonna say he's... No, you know what? Let's contest strength. Your strength versus the average of theirs. So that seems about right. 80. So okay, so actually it's 8d6 versus 8d6. And we're gonna count body. I rolled 1, 2. Okay, you got 8 body. I only got 7. So you drag. Hey, what are you? And you wrench Pulsar with you as you go away. Okay, and then Ogre lands and he looks up. Where you go, Glow Man? And that was segment 3. We're done segment 3. We're on to segment 4, which is Maelstrom and Pulsar. Maelstrom, what are you doing?
What? Is my force field personal only, or can I put it on somebody else?
It is personal only unless you push it. In which case it would be 5 times your endurance cost. So the endurance cost for your force field would have been, let's see here. Force field has 30 points, and it'd be 3 endurance, so it'd be 15 endurance to try and reduce it, extend it to someone else.
Well, I'm gonna try and get Ogre's attention as bad as that's gonna be. So
okay. Can I point out a mechanic here for you? Your penetrating blast. Ogre is as fucking tough and scary and whatever else as like the Hulk is. Where you guys may have difficulty penetrating his hide, that's where penetrating is really helpful because you're always doing a minimum amount of the body damage to him.
Well, I was thinking about a stun blast. He doesn't look like he has a lot of energy protection. You gonna work against that?
Oh yeah, yeah. He's yeah.
I don't know what that means.
He's pretty fucking tough. Like
oh
yeah.
Okay. But he's really slow, right?
He can jump 46 meters.
I mean, as far as turnover goes.
As far as actions go, yes, he's slow.
Haymaker, Ogre, penetrating strike.
Okay, so you are powering this up. It's Pulsar's turn.
Putting all of it into the attack. All of it.
Okay, so that'll land at the end of segment 5. Okay, so then segment 4 also Pulsar. Pulsar, you can see that his fist begins to glow orange. And he yells at you again, "Get off me!" And he's going to dump all of this into his OCV. No, he's going to dump it doing extra damage, actually. 2 points into extra damage.
Fighting minions and then villains is like escalated really bad.
Yeah, well, I wanted to give you a chance to see what it's like to punch through little guys, mid-sized guys like the Black Talon, and then also super villains. Okay, so his OCV is going to be 10. So 11 plus 10 is 21. Are you still at a DCV of 6? Because you did.
I think so, because I'm still grabbing him.
Yep, till it's your turn. So 15 or less he needs to hit you. Nails you. Okay, so then the damage is 5, 6, 11d6.
Okay, so my normal ED, I assume.
Yeah, AD, yeah.
ED is 20, so that's 14 points of damage.
That's right, yeah. Oh, you're still up.
I'm still up, just barely.
Nice. Okay, so yeah, you got your bell rung by Pulsar, but he is not. You're still grabbing him. Okay, so that was the end of segment 4. Segment 5, Hardpoint, and at the end of this phase is when your, what do you call it? Your Haymaker will land. What are you doing, Hardpoint?
What can I do in terms of damaging Pulsar while I've got him grabbed?
So you could try and improve the grab. And, let's see here. So you could if you successfully grab again, you could immobilize. Oh, hold on. Grab immobilizes 2 of the victim's limbs and prevents him from using most actions.
Would he been able to punch him then?
Yeah, I think I'd let him headbutt backwards. You can just do damage equal to your strength. Which is
a lot.
Oh, here we go. Okay, control, which is you're just holding onto the action. You could squeeze, which does strength damage, and it maintains your hold. You could slam. You could bash him into something like the ground, or you could throw him.
Well, so slam is kind of what I was thinking. Is that I could just essentially dive towards the ground and hold him.
Driver.
You know, slam him into the ground, because I'm guessing that this guy is not as tough as Ogre is.
That would be a safe bet.
Yeah.
Okay. So slam, like Do you mean you're gonna move down and smash him into the ground, right?
I was just gonna combat dive style, fly down towards the ground with him in front of me to smack him against it. Yes.
You know what? Hold on. Sorry, I'm just reading. I missed something. As a no-time action, you could have immediately, after you grabbed him, you could have slammed him, squeezed him, or thrown him. So why don't you just go ahead and roll 8d6, and we'll add that as that's your strength damage. We'll apply that to him.
This is 39.
39. Holy shit!
I know. I'm so.
A lot of sixes.
That's a lot of sixes.
Bam. Okay. He's not stunned, but that definitely that's hurt him quite a bit. Now on this turn, it is an attack action to do that, so you could move down to the ground and slam into the ground if you like. Yeah. Yep. Go ahead and roll same thing, 8d6 damage automatically.
26.
26. His force field does seem to be pretty strong. Okay. Just as an FYI, because he doesn't seem to take an off that. He's not going as unconscious as you would expect him to go. No. Ogre does not act on this phase, so...
Hold it.
Here it comes. Okay, so your DCV was -5, no modifier to OCV. What are you doing with your levels?
All into attack.
All into attack? Okay, so that's 11 minus... His DCV is a 6, so that's 11 plus, that's 22 minus 6 is 16 or less. And the range is 6, which is within range. No penalty.
Better. Come on. Oh, yeah.
Nice. Very nice. Okay.
Maker gives me 4 extra dice on my
plus 4 dice, yeah.
D6 penetrating strike.
Okay, and it'll cost you 4 extra endurance as well, too. Oh, to your for your penetrating. Go ahead. Okay, so go ahead and roll damage to your penetrating strike.
On all 6s.
Haymaker, trust that. Yeah, so that'll be 12d6 damage then. Whoa! Okay, so let me hear.
Penetrating,
So, energy defense. So some of that does actually go through his energy defense, because he did roll pretty darn good. Unfortunately, he is a bucket of stun. But it also means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 go through. Okay, which is more than he would have otherwise taken. So, yeah, -5. All right. Oh, he kind of... Now, you've heard him, which means I get to trigger one of his complications, which is Berserk in combat. It's 11 or less, and he goes Berserk. Okay!
Probably focus on me then, right? Yeah?
He saw you, he is really unhappy with you, and he is going to be berserking at you next segment. Alright, speaking of which, segment 6, we have, first up is Maelstrom.
I'm like, oh shit.
And then it's Ogre.
And I fly straight up as far as I can to get out of his range.
That's 20 meters?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Pulsar is...
I think 10 or 15 in there already, so 35 feet up?
Yeah.
Or 35 meters?
Because you were, what, 15 up before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Never landed, so.
Okay. Yeah, it means he can still get you.
Yeah, but hopefully he'll take falling damage on the way back down.
Yeah, because that's really going to affect him. Okay.
That's all he can do.
Let's see here. Pulsar will go next because of his dex.
All defense.
Yeah, good call. Well, no, because... Oh, yeah, right, because it's new phase. Yes, absolutely. Okay. Pulsar is going to try and whack you with his... Actually, his arms... He's going to try and...
Sorry, my cat's making noise.
Oh, that's okay. Okay.
This is intense, Arlen.
This is definitely intense.
Okay, let's see here. What's he going to do? He's going to... He's going to try and use his flight to get out. And he's going to push it and use some endurance. So let's make another 8d6 versus 8d6 roll.
Got this, Arlen.
Boom. 1, 2.
Oh, you just beat it.
Oh, nice. You got 8 and 8. Oh, interesting. So I wonder. Hold on. Who does the tie go to?
Oh, so what we weren't looking at the total.
Oh yeah, we were looking at the total, not the.
Oh, sorry, the body.
The,
yeah, you gotta look
the
at
body
the
rating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But it's even, and I need to beat it in order to get out. So it's he's trying to get out. That's he can't get out. That's it for him. And then Ogre. Ogre looks up at you and is just screaming in rage. And I think he's going to try and do a move through. So
It's been nice knowing you, Miss Smear in the air.
chances of this hitting is not great, but it's going to do a lot of damage if it hits.
35.
So let's hear it. He's got a 6. So his totally OCV is a 9. 11 plus 9 is 20. Your DCV is currently an 11, so it's down to a 9. And then he takes -4 more. I need a 5 or less to hit this. Here we go. Oh!
Yes, sucker.
He goes flying up in the air and then
I go,
boom! Lands down. Oh, yeah, I put him in the same room. Boom! Lands on the ground. He's got so much PD that I'm not going to bother even rolling damage for the distance because he will not take any of it. But he's now, yeah, he seems out of control. Okay, segment 7. Nobody acts. Segment 8. I believe we got quite a few. Hardpoint, you're up first. What are you doing?
So I've still got my grapple on Pulsar, so I can just slam him again, right?
Like a
Yep. Go and roll damage.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Here we go. 25. Oh, that barely. Yeah, it's like his force field is absorbing almost all of that. Get off me! You're not gonna get through my force field. It's impenetrable. Also on 8 is Maelstrom.
Oh wait, since I don't have to make an attack roll, can I put my hand-to-hand levels into defense to be more defensive?
Yes, but you're at half DCV because you're grappling someone.
Well,
Okay,
So you add it up and then half. So you'd be at 10, 5. Your DCV currently is a 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, every little
It's better
bit.
than nothing. No, it's better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every little bit helps, especially if Ogre turns his attention on you.
Yep.
so, okay, my turn. I'm going to push my force field onto Hardpoint.
Oh, okay.
It's 15 stamina, right?
Yep.
Endurance?
15 endurance. So
Okay.
you get plus 10 physical defense, plus 10 energy defense.
Yeah, so now you have a force field.
Okay.
And then I'm going to penetrating strike Pulsar.
I think that's going to be your. If you're pushing ability, that's going to be your action. Yeah, that'll be your full thing.
Can I move?
I don't think so because you're picturing you're putting your full effort into, get to doing something new with your power.
All defense then.
Okay. All right. Also on segment 8 is Pulsar. Pulsar is going to try once again and get out. So let's do that 8. Get off of me! Okay, I got a 9
that's a success.
total.
Yep.
Hey, he's out! He flies up in the air. Oh, you're gonna pay for that, hero! And also... Nope, that's everybody on 8. We're on to 9. Ogre gets to go.
Try it again, Ogre. Come on.
Yeah! And he tries again. Let's try. So it's a 5 or less. Hits the ground, and I get to roll to see if he recovers from being berserk. He recovers from being berserk.
Damn,
Okay.
run, Hardpoint.
I think that's it for 9. No one else acts on 9. 10, we're on to Maelstrom and Pulsar.
And
Maelstrom.
Hardpoint.
Hardpoint, you got on 10?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
then
on
you're
10.
up first, Hardpoint. What do you want to do?
Okay. So while I am not dealing with Pulsar, I'm gonna innervating ray Ogre.
Good call, okay? So his DCV is currently a 6. So that's 11 plus where your level's going.
I'm gonna put my levels into defense, so my OCV is 8.
Okay. OCV is 8, which means that's a 19.
Oh wait, can I put my levels into damage to do more?
You spend 2 levels to do 1 more point of effect. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so 2 levels for 1 more point of effect.
Yeah, so then it's 8, so that's here, 19 minus 6, 13 or less to hit him.
13,
no range penalty.
13 or...
Nice, that's
11?
a hit. Go ahead and roll.
All right,
add 1 dice to your
76.
intervening roll.
Not so good.
No, it's still, you know what? Every little bit helps. So it... And, so 55 minus... okay, so... is a 54, okay. Alright, so you hit him, and he kind of... You make me weak like you, Tin Man! You think that Ogre may have selected a new target now?
Yeah, I'm guessing.
Okay, so also on 10 is Maelstrom and then Pulsar. Maelstrom, what are you doing?
Does something happen if I get interrupted during a haymaker?
No, it's just that you got -5. If you're stunned, then yeah, you're not going to land the haymaker because you got to spend the next round recovering. And you, -5 DCV.
How do I get through Pulsar's shield? Would my penetrating blast do that?
Let's take a look at your penetrating blast. Definitely would. You also have your stun. Okay, so your stun blast is no normal defense, but the thing it does work against is resistant energy defense, which would be probably his force field.
Gotcha.
So that probably wouldn't be very good. But penetrating, yeah. I mean, if you want to at least... He doesn't look very tough. It's just that you're having a hard time getting through there.
Yeah, I'm going to penetrating blast.
Which one of you guys has the flash ability? Is that...
Oh, that's me. I should have been using that.
Flash is super fucking
Flash.
useful in this. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to penetrating strike him.
Okay, so you
Oh, how
are...
far away from him?
No range penalty right now. His points are into... well, he just escaped, so I'll give him his flight penalty. It's a 9 DCV, so 11... what are you putting your levels into?
All attack.
All attack. Okay, so that's 22 minus 9 is a 13 or less.
Those are good odds. Come on. Yes.
Yes, hit.
Eat penetrating strike.
Whoa. Okay, so this is where... So against him normally, just so you guys can see behind the screen here, he would only take 2 points of damage from that hit. But because of your penetrating hit, he actually takes 7. Because that's how much body damage you did. Okay. Oh! And he looks over. Hey, no cheating!
Cheating. Eat me.
Pulsar, like the personality-wise Pulsar, he's just a gaping dick. He's such an asshole. That's why he's such an awesome character to use.
I don't like him.
Blames everyone else for his faults and whatnot. Okay, so let's hear. That was you. Now it's Pulsar's turn. And he says, oh, you want to dance, eh there? And I'll show you a blast. He has very limited catch lines as well. So let's see here. For him, I think you pissed him off. He's putting all his stuff into offense.
Okay.
So that's a... what is your DCV right now?
8.
8, okay. So 11 plus 10 is 21, minus 8 is 13 or less to hit you. Here we go. Ooh.
Going to hurt.
That hits, and it's... Give me this again. Whoop. Boom. Oh my...
Oh!
So that sticks over my...
John, would you roll a d6 for me, please?
Yeah, absolutely. 2.
Okay, so the reason I wanted to know is because the knockback is 15 minus 2 is 13. So before you go straight down, you go flying 13 meters back, which means 6x's back. Boom! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you land in that hole that you made with your earlier haymaker. Fortunately, it's almost segment 12, though. Post 12 recovery. Now, rules is written. That's not necessarily how it works, but that's how we're doing it tonight. Because we're running over time anyway, and want to get you back in the fight. All right. So, and Pulsar's like, ha 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 ha! That's a blast.
Oh, you're gonna be funny when I blast you when I get up.
Then I think that is it for segment 12 or 10. Segment 11 is nobody. Segment 12 will be everybody. Okay. But first up is Hardpoint. Ogre definitely seems to have your attention right now.
Yep. So I've got all of this endurance. Can I use it to like boost a power and ability?
So that's an excellent question. So what you can do is you can push. One of the cool things with the endurance mechanic is that you get to push your abilities beyond their limits. You're limited in how much you can push. Here we go, 19, but let me tell you what you can do with that. Yeah, because you got a butt ton of stuff. Okay, pushing. When you push, you spend 1 endurance for each character point that you want to increase your strength or power up to a maximum of 10. So like your blast, for instance, would gain 2d6 extra damage.
2d6 extra damage.
Yep, that can be combined with a haymaker as well too.
Per endurance point.
No. So it's 1 character point. We're getting into the build stuff, but basically every 5 points would give you an extra d6.
Okay, every 5 points of endurance gives me an extra d6, and how much can I use at once?
Up to 10.
10 endurance points?
Yeah.
Okay. So then I am going to do my Pulsar blast, my single blast.
Okay.
With 10 points of endurance extra, so at 16, so that it'll be doing 14d6 to hit. Plus, I can do my 2 levels from weapons array into damage, right?
Yep, to get one extra. Yep.
To get 1 extra, so that would be... Okay, so I'm doing all of that on Pulsar to just try to take him out of this fight.
Nice. Okay, so he's basically in the same area you are, I think. Or like he's within the 8 meters that is the short distance. What are you doing with your levels? Oh, you're into damage.
Levels, I'm putting him into damage.
Okay, he's put everything into OCV, which means it's 12 or less to hit him.
12 or less.
Yep.
Let's go. Before I make the roll, can I have an extra point of luck since we went overtime?
Yes, you can. Absolutely.
Excellent. Thank you. I didn't even need it.
Nice.
Right.
Okay, so how much damage are you doing?
So it's normally 12d6 plus 2 for the endurance
15.
plus 1 for the level, so 15d6. Yeah.
Okay, let's make it count.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
So,
and that's 15. Give me a d6 roll.
1d6.
Yep.
6.
Okay, so that means it's 11. No, it's 9 meters. He goes flying back. But first off, 54 is more than enough. So here's what we see in the cinematic version of this. He, you blast at him, Maelstrom. He turns around. He's like, "I'll show you a blast." Knocks you out of the air. He's like, boom, and this massive pulse hits him and sends him flying back. He lands and breaks this concrete table that he's on. He kind of. And I'm going to say that the villain does not get a post-12 recovery. Or you know what? Why don't we end it on a cliffhanger? So that is segment 12. What we see is, you're there. You've got 3 stun left. You're, in the iron, Robert Downey Jr. shot we see of your face with all the lights on it or whatnot. Sweat's ringing down your brow. Maybe one of your faces or one of your eyes is kind of swollen up. You look over, and then Ogre's like, "I don't like being weak, Tin Man." And he's advancing on you as we call it a session.
And then, if you're very perceptive, in the background, Maelstrom arm twitches.
Yes! Oh, man. Okay, cool.
Recovery, right? And then next time, if we play again,
you would get a plus 12 recovery. So would, Ogre would get an attack.
Ogre would get his attack first. Yeah, so we'll save it.
Yeah, that's, okay, guys, so this is the first time both of you have played Champions, right?
Yeah.
And what did you think of Champions so far?
It's very nice.
Yeah, it was great. It was a lot of fun to have all of the special kind of like the standard stuff from superhero combat, right? Like grabbing them and throwing them into the ground, and you know, the big slam attack that I did early on against the Black Talon thing, and all of the sort of classic superhero moves were in here.
I think one thing I'd like would be creating my own character to see what the range is. So. Yeah,
so like creating your own character, the reason I there's lots of great let me just end this fucking music here. So the thing is that it is, as you can tell from the character sheet, it is a fairly involved game, and but it is, you know, it's a game that I learned to play when I was 12. So I mean, it's not so fucking hard to figure it out, John, because of your background in Pathfinder. I mean, you're already inclined towards crunch anyway. The thing that's really cool about the game, for some of the supplements as well, is like in the most recent version of the Champions book, what they've got is like build templates. So let's say you want to build a aquatic character. You can use one of these things, and you go through and you make selections, just like the, in Mutants and Masterminds, Arlen, where they have the so it's just like that as well too. And
I've done with that once or twice. So
so it's no, and the neat thing about the game as well is, like, you can build pretty much precisely the rules mechanic you want to govern your powers, subject to however many points you have, and to the power limits you put, right? Like, starting characters, generally, you're setting a difficulty. You can't have more than 60 active points in a power. So 60 points buys you a 12d6 worth of a normal attack, or like a mind control. Some of the more powerful things that cost like double the cost, it'll be 66 of effect, and so forth. It's the permutations and the amount of complexity you can add to your character. Like, your character, Hardpoint, is built with an advantage called obvious inaccessible focus. You know where the power is coming from, but you can't take it away in a grab action. But if you were disabled, we could pull your armor off of you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So...
that's what OIF is on all these
obvious
things.
Obvious inaccessible focus. Yeah. If I built it as a sword, it would be an obvious accessible focus. If it's a secret ring that no one can see, that it was difficult to get off your hand, it would be an inobvious, inaccessible focus. And what that, in terms of the point cost, you get less of a discount the less hindering the power is. So, like, if you're playing an archer who's got an obvious accessible focus and you build all your powers through that, you're going to need a pretty sweet discount, because all someone needs to do is yank that thing out of your hand, and suddenly you don't have access to those powers anymore.
But you have a backup power to get it back.
Yeah. No, it's cool. Like, you really can, subject to the power limitations, but you really can build pretty much any kind of hero you want. And you guys, these two characters were built as starting characters, as is Pulsar. I can't remember if Ogre is. I think Ogre might be built with more points.
Nice.
But yeah, like, it did. In terms of the facing the adversaries, did it feel like appropriate like power levels? The little guys were chumps.
The Black Talon armor seemed kind of a threat after he did so much to Hardpoint, but then they're both mech people. So
and to be fair, the little guys, even with the blaster rifles, they got off a couple of good shots and took me down. So they weren't like, they were definitely like glass cannons, not kind of complete absolute chumps who couldn't hit anything. Although they didn't hit very often.
No, and that's the balancing thing is. And then you can also do things like, like, you guys could have taken advantage of the environment. You could have, you could have all the kind of crazy shit that you would expect to see in it's easier nowadays too, especially with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, to think visually of what you would do. You don't have to be a comic book nerd to think of all the weird things you'd do. You can think of all that crazy shit in the context of your, of the films, and then it's easy to translate that stuff into the game because of how simulationist the system is.
That's pretty cool.
The endurance thing, that's a house rule that I run, just because I like you being able to try and do new things, and I think it's cool that it just tires you. It also allows the villains to, instead of me having to have an extensive list of all the things that they can and cannot do, I can improvise shit as well too.
Yeah.
I think that...
Well, and it felt A, really appropriate right there at the end, and B, it was useful because I felt like I had this huge pool of points that I was never going to chew through just firing off every round regular shots. So it was cool to kind of put the extra energy into a big hit.
Yeah. Did you weigh over whether you should take a recovery or not? Hardpoint.
That last one?
Yeah.
Absolutely. That was what I was thinking is, if because I was thinking, okay, if I can take one of them down, I think that's about equal to one recovery in the kind of tactical arrangement.
Yeah.
Was my shifting the force field onto you your decision making?
That was a big part of why, because I figured, so I've got him strength reduced, and I've got the force field to get. Oh, I don't have the force field because you went stunned.
You're about to.
But he's still gonna get one hit on me without the force field.
Probably.
Yeah.
I think the highlight was when he missed me twice because I just was like,
Yeah.
ah!
Oh God, yeah, because he would have
Smeared into the sky.
Well, it's 40. I think 42 is his thing, and a move through does what is it? Move through is velocity divided by 6. So he'd do 8d6 on top. He'd be doing 21d6 damage to you.
He's more like a juggernaut that can leap than a Hulk.
Yeah, but so here's the other thing too, is that, you know how I mentioned like what you knew that he was a bully? That's other shit you could take advantage of. If you can convince him that, like, there's a reason I paired Pulsar with him, is because if you could bamboozle him into doing whatever, he could be chasing after Pulsar.
Yeah, because he called him like a
dummy.
Yeah, dummy.
Yeah, dummy. Get him, dummy.
I was thinking too much of making fun of Pulsar because I after I saw the suit, I was like, I gotta make a joke.
Yeah. It's no, it's like, I think it's a, you know, that first off, like, that was a lot of fun to run. We obviously fucked some stuff up in it too. I see Brian knows his stuff, and George knows it as well too. We got two resident. So George Flowers is one of the regular listeners. George is a massive Champions fan, and he's in chat. It's like, oh man, how did I miss this? George, this is my boot camp for Champions. It's me trying to get myself back up to speed for running this. So, but yeah, and then, like, obviously, like, we did not see, you know, a magician in play. We didn't see a mentalist. We didn't see, you know, like, more casual downtime as well too. So there's all the other stuff that you would get in a game like you know, GURPS or whatever else. That is all stuff you could have in this game as well too, contacts and so forth. But yeah, that's that's that. And you guys made incredibly good use out of your tactics, out of your powers. You know, you, without prompting, you brought into focus a bunch of the special abilities too, which is awesome.
Yeah, if I were to design my own character, I'd probably do something like Doctor Strange or something, because that sounds fun.
The thing is the characters that have more nebulous powers, it's a lot more expensive. You're not as powerful. You pay for the versatility at the expense of power. Like, if you look at one of the characters in here that's similar to that is Warlock.
Mm-hmm.
In the NPCs, Warlock's got that stuff, and he's got something called a VPP, which is a variable power pool. It's something that you can improvise into the lesser conjurations thing. It's 30 points to that he could use to basically do anything, but it's limited to make it even remotely effective. He's limited by access to spellbooks. So when he has access to his spellbooks, he can then change what that configuration of points is. It's like having a loose group of points around there.
I'm somebody who's attracted to versatility more than just raw power.
Yeah, Warlock is definitely one. Like, look at his slate of things. He's got a blast, mind control, mental illusions, mental blast, drain presence. So it's like a fear ability.
I would have had so much fun with mental illusions. Just cast one over Pulsar and have him start railing at Ogre. You stupid behemoth.
Yeah. Well, and Flash is another one to not underestimate as well too, because you do, unless the thing's got flash defense, which a fair amount of creatures do. You calculate your body. That's how many segments that they're blinded for.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's a really effective way for, you know, taking someone out of the fight or dramatically affecting their ability to fight for a while at least.
Well, and it definitely, Hardpoint is the sort of character that I would build, right?
Yeah.
The big and tough, and he's got all these sort of cool special abilities, but there's not too much, right? I basically only had to keep track of, I could have played this guy with like a D6. I could have just rolled the D6 to choose which weapon I was going to use each turn or something. That would have been fun too. But yeah, it was a lot of fun to just blast things and fly around.
And you didn't see your entangle in play yet either, too. So, like, that's no, it's like the cool thing is your characters I feel like it's a little less swingy than Mutants. Like the only criticism I have of Mutants and Masterminds. The thought is that it does about 90% of the things you could do with building characters in this, but it takes about 90% less time. Because it just takes quite a while to make characters in this and whatever. But it's because of the way the damage save works in Mutants and Masterminds, I find it very swingy. This is a lot easier to sort of judge how much damage you'll do, how much body you'll do, what your powers will go. But there's also that really fun. I didn't quite realize. I fucked up last time I ran this and did not use the range modifiers properly, and I forgot how much that does allow you to keep it in an interesting range, right? Where you're rolling against 11 or 10 to hit. So it's a dramatic round each round.
Arlen can attest to how much I like building characters. It's like 65% of my enjoyment.
Yeah, and there's a reason. It's like, look, Champions is my first point build game. It was my favorite game for years and years and years and years. And it wasn't only because GURPS is just easier to build characters in because there's less stats and whatever. And because GURPS, you've got 4 stats and then you can kind of build it out from there. It's a lot easier to build street level kind of stuff in that game. All those stats that you have in that, you got to track all that shit anyway in this. But GURPS doesn't do supers even remotely as good as what Hero does and what Champions does. So.
Nice.
Well, that is great, guys. Thank you so much. I was so tired today from the fucking drive and whatever else too. I really just like, I'm gonna bash some shit around and see what some new people think of this. So is this, I guess, like using our scale stolen from Mr. Sunday Movies? Best game ever or worst game ever? You only choose one.
I'm gonna say best because this is definitely not the worst. This is a ton of fun. If I had to build a character, my answer might be a little different because I don't live for character creation the way that John lives for character creation. Yeah. I enjoy it, but I also have shit to do and can't keep that many numbers in my head.
Yeah. I just have to frame it as far as best superhero game. Best I played, yes.
Well, no, you got to say it's the best game ever, worst game ever.
Yeah, you got to make the choice, man.
Well, I'll frame it in my head, but still best, yes.
And the thing is, there's not only one. It's just an extreme scale. Unless it's hot garbage, then it's kind of best game.
Yeah, would play again, yes.
Yeah, awesome. Well, that is great to hear. I'm going to quickly go see George and Brian corrected me on anything here. What did I fuck up here? Esper. Just go to phase 12. Brian was rooting for you guys. Oh, man. Let's see here. Nice move through Arlen, says Brian. Yeah, man, Brian's correct. Knockback subtract 6. So the knockback we were doing, because you guys were in flight, that's why you're rolling 1d6 and subtracting it from the body done to figure out how much knockback there was, rather than if you're on the ground.
Nice.
And then Esper's, great.
Yeah, if I had as much armor as Hardpoint did, I'd have been in the melee too.
Oh yeah, and Brian said, yeah, the failed move through would have carried him through. Yeah, that's right. I did, Brian. I just didn't. He fell down immediately afterwards, and because he's so fucking tough, I just didn't bother rolling damage against him for how much damage he did. So, awesome. Well, guys, that was I had so much fun. Thank you for saving Calgary. I do appreciate you guys saving the. This is our ending dramatic shot. There, you can see the park that you saved right down there, guys.
Yeah, minus the big hole I put in the ground.
Yes. This is actually one of the things that I really dig about this kind of modern day stuff too, is with how great Google Earth is, you can make amazing looking maps like this. Mm-hmm. If I'd had more time, I was going to do a thing of you guys infiltrating a small town that had been taken over by Dr. Destroyer, and then just having you guys get into fights in a small town, but I did not have time to set up a second map, so I'm like, I guess we're ruining downtown Calgary again, so...
Yeah. We didn't. It's not like we Man of Steel did or anything. We kept our carnage to a pretty small area.
You did. Yeah. No, you managed to keep things pretty. Yeah. And it would be interesting to see what would happen if had you put all your points into OCV, or did you have any left in DCV? All your levels.
For me?
Hardpoint.
At the end, yeah. I put all my points into damage.
Rated to damage. Oh man,
that's why I was doing 15d6.
Yeah, so Ogre would have had like a 13 or less to hit you.
Yep. Yeah, I knew he was gonna smash me, but segment 12, we're gonna recover. So
Yeah.
And then
That's super cool.
in the background, you hear boom.
Yeah.
And
That was so good. That was such great timing between the two of them, of him knocking you out and then you knocking him out too. So yeah, that was great.
You told me about the haymaker, I was like, I'm doing this.
And that's the thing that I remember from for not only is it fun to, and it's really intuitive to build things, and it's not, I'm talking about how difficult it is to build. It's really not that bad, and I find this is faster than well, it's not true. There's GURPS, I find, because things have random kind of costs to things. If you got the books in front of you, it's not so bad. You learn how much things cost, but skills are kind of complicated to figure out what the prices are, because there's different kinds of skills and shit like that. This is much more standardized across the board, and then it's your modifiers or the things that adjust the cost of it. So and multi-power is something introduced in this game, and it's been copied in, like, you'll see it in I can't remember what they call it in Mutants and Masterminds, but it's something.
I think it's the linked advantage that you can just stack on powers together.
Yeah.
Fun.
And it's cool. But yeah, if we play again, then John, what we'll do is we'll get you to try Warlock, because that will be something I think you would probably, if that's more your jam, is the magical kind of versatile thing. The downside is that, like, you don't want to get hit.
He doesn't hit hard. So.
No, he's slower. The resistances, as you can see, are quite low. Here, I'll show you. Boom.
You can turn people into frogs.
But
that
yes,
is freaking cool.
Yeah, yeah. That's it's pretty awesome. Cool. All right, guys. Well, again, thank you so much for playing. This was a lot of fun. And for those listening at home, thanks so much for joining us too. I know tonight was supposed to be a Pathfinder 2 night, but I hope you enjoyed our excursion into superhero-dom. As always, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, or about Champions in general, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section below. Or if you want to shower praise on our two heroes, how well they saved Calgary, Alberta, Canada, feel free to leave that in the comment, and I'll be sure to pass the message along to them. In addition, you can reach me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is Dungeon Musings. You can also shoot me an email. My email address is dungeonmusings@gmail.com. And my you can also find us in, if you follow the link in the description of this video, to the Discord server, the Dungeon Musings Discord server, where we're all active, and I have no doubt I'm going to be doing some more debriefing on champions, because I got some more champions in my future. In addition, you may also find a link in the description of the video to something called Heroes Save Villages. This is the charity fundraising campaign that we run on the channel. We don't monetize the channel, or I don't monetize the channel, I should say. I don't run ads. I don't run a Patreon. If you are inclined to toss some coins in the direction of the channel, I'd encourage you to click through and learn more about the Heroes Save Villages campaign, which benefits the SOS Children's Villages International Charity. It's a really terrific charity, active in over 130 different countries, that provides advocacy and direct benefits for over 80,000 orphaned and abandoned children. It's a really terrific charity, and there's very few ways to feel more like a hero than helping out kids. All money goes directly to the charity, does not go to the channel, does not go to any middleman. Last but not least, he's jumped out of Roll20, but I want to give a big thanks to both of my heroes. No, that's okay. John and Arlen, thank you so much for playing today, guys. Again, and both of you guys were not involved. They did not know we were going to play this until about 2 hours before game time. So, guys, I really appreciate you. You are troopers for jumping in and being heroes. So, thanks again.
Like I say, I'll try any game at least once. So.
Nice. Excellent. Well then, so for those listening at home, let me close by saying thank you again for watching, and until next time, happy gaming.